welcome to Focus on B, the single-part video series where we take a look at a game that I wouldn't necessarily want to let's play, but I definitely think it would make for an interesting video, and this is Donkey Kong 64, the 3D collectathon platformer of 1999, developed by Rareware when they were actually Rareware. And wow, this game is weird. It's basically, so it's not in any way Donkey Kong. See, here's the thing, right? This game isn't called Donkey Kong's Country 64, so honestly, I don't have a problem with the fact that it's so different from the Country games because it's not in the name. Just like kind of how, Mario 64, it's not Super Mario Brothers 64. It's Super Mario 64, right? And what am I trying to achieve? Oh, I'm supposed to climb on the first one, of course. And this is a collectathon platformer, through and through. It is the collectathon platformer. Not in the sense that it's like the best one. There's, a lot of people will argue like, oh, Banjo-Kazooie, Spyro, whatever. Well, no, it's in the sense that there's just a billion things to collect. That's why I'm playing the first level, because I want to keep things contained and simple for the most part. I'm going to be playing through basically just, Jungle Japes, I think it's called, or whatever. And just collect as much stuff as I can with Donkey Kong, and I'll unlock Diddy Kong along the way, because you just do. So, how do I feel about this game, after having played it for only a few hours? Well, I really want to like this game a lot because it has this incredible level of polish and production value that you would expect from Rare at the time. It's one of the few games that requires the expansion pack, and it kind of shows, really. I wouldn't say it looks ahead of its time, but it's definitely, it feels a lot more, like it showcases what the N64 can really do from a technical standpoint. And a lot of things in this game look and sound fantastic. It actually has really good sound, too. In fact, the music in this game is, I wouldn't say it's my favorite compositionally, but I love the fact, shut the fuck up, Squawks, no one cares. Go back to Donkey Kong Country 2. I love the fact that the music in this game is so dynamic, like it constantly changes, The instrumentation, the arrangements, they change depending on what's happening on screen, and in a very substantial way, too. It's not just this subtle little thing where it's like, oh, they removed this one track. No, it's like it totally transforms how you listen to the music, and it's really cool. Like, it's not my favorite in terms of the motif. I couldn't really care for the main motif of this game that it uses. Do, 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 do. That one, right? In fact, this right here isn't even that motif. This is just jungle. What was it called? A Simian Swing, I think it's called. The theme from Donkey Kong Country 1, right? The one we all remember. And it's crazy to think that when this game came out, that game was only 4 years old, I think. 4 or 5. I forgot if it came out in 94 or 95. But regardless of that, still, it's so crazy to think that now both games are this old. And yet, you know what? I think the 2D ones still do hold up a little better, but this isn't like terrible or anything. Some people think this game like outright sucks, and I don't love this game either. Again, I really want to. I can't shoot that guy yet. I just realized because of its structure, but at the same time, I realized that after playing it a little more, it's actually quite good about keeping you on the right track. The bananas are a very good way to gauge progress, right? They function as permanent collectibles rather than, just collectibles you get that give you extra lives, right? They mark places that you've been, or places that you might have to go later. And the game also has this very good camera scripting, which kind of it basically tells you, hey, dipshit, this is where you're supposed to go. Also, this sound effect is so punchy and great. I love it. Like, really, this game has some fantastic sound for N64, which makes sense because it is quite a large game compared to your average N64, size. Also, listen to this shit. Come on. It's supposed to change the music at this point. Is it gonna do it? I bet editing me is panicking hard as fuck. Like, do I increase the music volume? Do I not? Well, no. Don't. Because it's not... I swear, last time I was here, it switched to Funky Kong's theme. It started going like... wait, hold on. Let me get in key. Wait, is that... No, that's not it. Whatever. I can't fucking... It keeps the music going. Whatever. I was gonna try and sing the theme in the correct key, but it's like, it's kind of tricky. It's really high up there as well. But you know the motif, right? And it's this game is basically like the YouTuber soundtrack. A lot of YouTubers use music from this game, you know, which makes sense. It's very easy on the ears. Let's see. So we've collected that thing right there. I don't think there's anything else left for us to get on this ground level, at least for now. So now we can go and actually make tangible progress through this stage. So what about the collectathon structure do I not enjoy fully? Well, here's the thing. I like my shit to be really rigid. You know, I love things to just be like level, and this game is kind of like that. It's possible to play it in a rigid sort of way if you're like me. Like, you can just go, no, I'm going to do everything I can with Donkey Kong right now. Then I'm going to do everything I can with Diddy right now. In fact, I almost kind of wish the game unlocked the characters more slowly, because really, in just 2 stages, you unlock almost every character in the game. Apart from Chunky Kong, really. Like, you have Donkey, Diddy, Tiny, and Lanky by the 2nd stage. That's just how the game progresses. Let's go ahead and get our coconut gun that fires in spurts, and if he shoots ya, it's gonna hurt. It's crazy how, like, this game's largest cultural impact, other than the fact that it has a lot of collectibles, is the intro music, which is still pretty damn impressive, again, for N64. I mean, you'd think that was like one of those Sonic on Genesis, like the original Sonic on Sega Genesis, like situations where they spent most of the cartridge space like trying to fit the... Because seriously, the intro jingle, you know, that Sega, you know, that takes up like most of the cart, allegedly. So now that we have the coconut thing, it's actually kind of useless for now. Well, I mean, it's not useless. We can actually go back and collect some extra... You know, let's go ahead and do that right now. Where were those extra bananas? I think they're over there. There was a banana... no, it's not there. The banana balloon is not there. It's down here, possibly. Oh, now I really want to try and find it. See, it does tap into that love of exploration that some people have, and we all kind of have it. Even I do, even though I don't care for exploration in video games, I still want to try and get everything anyway. It's weird how that works. It's like I act like it doesn't appeal to me, and I guess it's gonna appeal to everyone in a way, because it's just, that's how the brain works. I don't know. We naturally want to find things. So where was that extra banana? Because you remember I found this banana balloon that I couldn't obviously break at that point, but now I can. And I'll see if I can find it so I can go ahead and do that. But like, if you pay attention to the music, it's constantly changing for every single section of the level, ever so slightly. So here's what you do here. You go into first person mode. This was back when games had specific like first person modes to enter, and you do that, and bada boom, super easy, super simple. And why did they fuck up the aiming controls like next game? In Banjo-Tooie, they messed it up. It makes it so like basically if you're holding, you gotta hold the stick in a particular spot, otherwise it snaps back to the middle. How did that happen, Rare? Come on, guys. Like, I never understood why. I mean, obviously because they were most likely using the tech from the first Banjo-Kazooie, whereas this seems like it's running on its own thing. It feels... This actually, platforming-wise, feels a little closer to Conker for some reason. Like, I get, like, a Conker feel from the... Because, of course, Rare made that game, too. But, I don't know, it's like, clearly, yes, they were just building off of what Banjo 1 was. Or just, I guess, just Banjo-Kazooie. Oh, hey, it's the banana. Let's go and get it a little bit later. Let's just go collect these bananas. Again, great sound design. Like, the sounds when you collect stuff in this game is just very satisfying. I gotta give it that. And I think playing this game in short bursts is quite beneficial, which it sounds weird to say that considering how confusing this game can be sometimes layout-wise, and it's generally with those kind of games, you don't do that. You don't play them in short bursts because you will forget. I mean, newer games will have these little reminders and these constant waypoints to let you know, but here that's not the case, right? You don't really want to take too many breaks, but at the same time, let's just go ahead and talk to Snide. I think it just makes it possible for the blueprints to show up. But no, I think when compartmentalized, this game can be very, very fun. Like, this is the third time I'm playing through this opening section of the game today. Am I gonna go and complete the rest of it? I'm not sure. I don't really... This is one of those, you're never gonna... At least I'm never gonna beat this game kind of game. Not because it's so difficult. No, it's not a very difficult game necessarily. Not to mention that I have save states, so you could always beat a game like that, right? It's just a matter of interest, really. I'm not sure how long this can sustain my interest. Hey, it's Diddy Kong, the guy with the guitar that looks weird, and he plays it, and yeah, you can really tell this is a cartridge-based game because his guitar playing doesn't sound anything like a real guitar because, of course, that's all he had to work with at the time. But anyway, now we can finally actually use our coconut gun. No, shut up. I just want to say, see, look at this. These bananas are a very good way to mark locations you've been to. Also, the camera is, unsurprisingly, as it came out like 3 years later, I think, much better than that of Mario 64. It would be kind of a joke if it wasn't any better. You can also zoom out, as you can see. The default zoom level, I think, is... Hold on. So, you've got... Come on, there you go. See? That's the default zoom level, and you can zoom all the way out to those... That much. Yeah. Let's see. Have we been up this tree? Yes, we have. We can jump right off. So, let's just go ahead and... Actually... Okay, yeah. It's a good thing that we're over here. Why? Because we want to be up here so that we can take aim and... No, not quite there. Take aim and there you go, hit this thing. That's pretty much the only way to get it, because you can't shoot when in the water. Of course you can't, because this is Half-Life. No, just kidding. Oh fuck, now I'm in the water, because see, it automatically disables your weapon. And I never really got that whole weapon mode thing. I wish that it just kind of, once you shot a couple times, it automatically exited, or once you started moving a little more. I don't know, it should have been a little more context sensitive, because it's a little bit annoying how I have to keep switching between the modes. And also, yes, this is just like Mario 64 in the sense that you can use your attack as a bona fide double jump, basically. So what else about this game that I think is worth discussing? Well, you know what? I think as I've gotten older, I've stopped finding the Donkey Kong games quite as oppressive and dark as they used to be. I used to think this was the darkest game. No, I still think that Donkey Kong Country 1 is overall the moodiest and most downbeat in terms of atmosphere. I don't fucking care what the comments said. Like, I do not take back a single thing I said in my vivid noise of Donkey Kong Country 1. I do think it's just such a sad and overbearing game. It's still a good game. I never said the game was bad, guys. Like, Jesus Christ. I know it was like free comments. What am I acting like I'm fucking death threats or something? No, it's just a little bit of disagreement, that's all. But with this game, you know, it's actually goofy as shit. Like, it starts really fucking dark and creepy with, you know, K. Rool, and all of a sudden it just becomes it becomes way more comedic. You know, like, now the game is way more lighthearted, and it stays lighthearted. It pretty much never becomes dark, other than, I guess, when you quit the game or you get a game over. Well, actually, this game doesn't have lives, does it? Shut up, Diddy, I know. Does it even have lives? I don't think it does. I mean, like, it doesn't really make sense for the genre for these kind of games to have lives to begin with. So, now we have Diddy. I think we can use this to... Where's this going to take us? Hopefully, somewhere near Diddy. Unless it's not there. Well, oh, fuck, I'm on the ground level again. Okay, we're going to have to go back up. Ow, you dick. I'm going to smack you. What's the point of them, like, doing 1 unit of damage only to give you back that 1 unit of damage? It's like, yeah, enemies are not very, what would you call it, consequential? And yeah, it makes sense, because again, at this point, the Donkey Kong series has lost its challenge focus, right? It's not about, you know, a difficult platforming section. This game does have challenge areas, of course. For example, actually, I can go ahead. I think I skipped out on it because I'm making progress, but we can go ahead and collect our... That is really good. Yeah, we can go ahead and collect our banana. And now that we've collected it, we got all these gates opening. But before we go ahead and do that, although I want to make sure I don't spend too much time here. I can spend all fucking day on just this one level, because again, the levels in this game, they're not like the biggest in terms of the actual just pure size of them, but there's just so much to do. In fact, right now it's pretty much impossible to 100% this level. You're gonna have to come back as all the other characters you're gonna unlock later on. Okay, hold on. How do I get down to... There it is. That right there with K. Rool's face on it. Oh, fuck. Am I going all the way down? No, I'm not. Okay, good. This is actually a bonus stage, which I completely skipped. Well, it's not really a bonus... Is it going to do a little welcome to bonus stage? No, it's a mini-game, basically. And this is where the game kind of gets its challenge focus back for a bit, except... Not really, because it's ridiculously simple and easy, but they are a fun distraction. It's just weird how this game has, like, one step... trying to be more progressive with its structure and you know, scale, and another step in the, okay, let's throw in some bonus challenges and stuff just to keep the pace up. And, oh, for fuck's sake, how did I lose a Donkey Kong 64 bonus area? We're doing that again, okay? And I'm commentating over the whole thing. You know, that texture looks really nice. Like, again, expansion pack, right? So obviously they were able to crank out some nicer visuals. I'm still surprised that the whole myth of the game having a game-breaking bug that, like, you know, required expansion pack that persisted for so long. I don't think that was the case. Like, the pack was just going to be required from the start because, I mean, it's just a chungus of a game, right? And it's kind of surprising to me that they chose Donkey Kong of all of their IPs. Well, does Rare own? No, they don't. Nintendo owns Donkey Kong, but still, out of all the, like, the names of the time, they chose Donkey Kong to be, like, I guess the flagship of this kind of game. I never really, I mean, think about it though. Could they have actually made Donkey Kong 64 a country game, like Donkey Kong Country 64? Could they have made it just like the previous games in terms of how many levels it has in the platforming challenge, and make it 3D, right? Because 3D was like the whole thing. Very few games were 2D at this point because it was seen as antiquated. You know, that's aged pretty badly now, but that's how it was back then, right? And so I'm wondering, could they have made this into a linear stage-based platformer just due to the limitations of the N64? Maybe they could have, actually. There's still plenty of those on the system, not to mention that this game has quite a very good variety of stages. I think they could have easily just had a bunch of linear stages with these same level themes, right? Not to say that this was a bad choice necessarily, but still, see, look at this. The lighting is really nice in this area. We can go ahead and kill this dude because he has a blueprint. The 90s hairdos, they have the blueprints, right? The guys with the frosted tips. Because, of course, new metal is a thing. This game was released in late 1999, after all. I think it was late 1999, right? This guy's going to drop something for a completely different character, so we're not even going to bother with him. But I think there's some more things for us. Nope, there's, no. I need some feathers, which means we're going to need a different character for this. Camera. Okay, yeah, the camera, it isn't perfect, right? By no means, because it is still an N64 game at the end of the day. Despite the fact that it had dedicated buttons for, no, we don't have to fight you anymore. Okay, god damn it, now I gotta go. Now I have to find some health before I die in this in this open-ended collectathon platformer where dying due to health loss basically never happens. Okay, to be fair, you do have to kind of mash the camera button to get it to do exactly what you want, which is a little bit infuriating, but regardless, I think we might have to, let's go ahead and, you know what, screw it. Let's jump into Diddy real quick because, we'll get a health refill, and just to add some variety here to what you're looking at. But, oh, what's this? Squawk, hello, Diddy, shut up, I don't care. I know what to do, okay? Well, by I know what to do, I mean, I actually read a guide this morning, even though I honestly don't remember much of the guide specifically, but what I do know is we go ahead and collect some more stuff, because Diddy can now do that. I don't remember if, like, the bananas for Diddy are actually, like, present beforehand, or if you specifically have to unlock him in order for, because I don't remember all the stuff being here. That's a lot of red coins. Red coins. Oh no, Mario 64 flashbacks. Well, okay, the red coin challenges weren't that hard in that game. I do not understand the swimming controls in the slightest. So you hit like Z and then you have to hold the opposite direction because it's inverted, which makes sense, except it feels weird to do that way, you know? I don't know. I have a really hard time like figuring out swimming controls from this time, but I guess that's not actually all that uncommon now, is it? Oh, frick frack. This is a bit for Donkey Kong. Well, we're gonna fucking do it then. Or, oh, I can't. We gotta go back and get Donkey Kong then. Before, again, yeah, this is the moment when, okay, well, it's not quite, it's a little too soon. We gotta unlock all the characters, and then we can say this is the moment when the game becomes, you know, oh, they should have mapped it to the D-pad. Well, I mean, yeah, they probably should have done that because it would have made it a lot easier, but at the same time, I don't know, I can't act like it's the biggest problem in the world, especially if you're like me, and again, you like to do things in a very step-by-step sort of way. It's like, I'm going to collect everything I can with Donkey Kong first. This jump, it never works, I swear to God. Look at that, what the fuck are you supposed to do there? You just do this, that's what you do. No? Okay. Are you going to let me collect that fucking creme coin? It's not a creme coin, it's a banana coin. You know, I love the word creme coin for some reason. It's just, it sounds tasty. Probably because cream, of course. We got to come back here as Diddy, which I'm probably not even going to do in this part, because at that point we will have gone over time for a Focus on B. In fact, we've almost gone over time, but I can't quite end it right here. But I'm also not doing the entire stage, right? I think this is where you go to, yeah, you get to talk to Cranky for a bit, where we unlock a new ability. I want to do, you know what I want to do before we end this episode? I really want to go and complete that weird, like, Barrel in Heaven mission, where you're just in the sky in this ethereal, absolutely otherworldly color palette, which I really love, actually. Yeah, I really want to complete that mission and before we call it a day, you know? So we're going to go ahead and talk to Cranky, because, you know, I've actually always loved Cranky Kong because he's just such an asshole. In fact, that's the thing. You instantly know a game was made by Rareware back then because everyone around you is an asshole. And that's actually great. I think they were some of the best at making kid-friendly games that are still hilarious. I mean, and there was also Conquer, but still, like, they were funny as shit because they just make everyone such a dickwad, you know? Which you don't typically see in that many kids' games, right? They usually want to keep them nice and friendly characters or whatever, but now it's like, no, get the fuck out of my sight, donkey, you worthless piece of shit. Like, if they could have gotten in the way, if the ESRB wasn't a thing, they would have written the dialogue like that. I can guarantee you that. And now at this point, I know what to do, except I just want to make 100% sure we're not missing something somewhere. And yep, okay, now what we gotta do is go back, and in order to get to that bonus subject, yeah, that extra mission that I was talking about, well, it's not really a mission, but it's just a little bonus stage. I really want to do it, at least before we end the episode, because, come on, I mean, it's an iconic part of Donkey Kong, the whole barrel blasting thing. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna jump up here, and I realized I'm probably going the wrong way, actually, come to think of it. These bananas were not here before, so you definitely have to wait until you have them, until you have the appropriate character for them to start materializing. Where is the bit where you have to, because obviously there's I think this is the part where we swing, and then we get to do the bonus level, because please tell me this isn't the boss gate, because of course the way this game works is you gotta collect a certain amount of bananas to feed those you know, those weird creatures with their interesting tastes in things until they can unlock the door, right? So anyway, I think we just hit the Z button, and there it is. We're just in heaven for some reason. We're in the sky. It's like fucking Mario Wings to the Sky. And basically what we have to do here, it's a timing challenge. You have to... And I got it wrong. Let's do that again. Hopefully it spawns me right on top of it. Yes, it does. Thank you very much. So we're basically just going to want to time this just right so we get to, you know, fuck it. F5. If you've used Project 64, you know what I just did. Yep. And we're using it now. There you go. We're back. Alright, let's use it again. Let's see if we can time this. There you go. Perfect. Do it again. And nope, we missed. Let's do that again. Yeah, that's what it looks like, and that's what I'm going to keep doing. But either way, yeah, I don't know. I really like these challenges because it's not that they're all that difficult. Well, clearly I'm not great at them. But it's the fact that you're just suspended in this nothing. I've always... Oh, fuck you. You know, we got to go back and do that now. But it doesn't matter. At least we got the coin. The fact that you're suspended just above this obvious nothing. Like, clearly there's nothing below these clouds, right? It's such a video game thing. Because now the game's going to spawn me back in the bottom area. And you know what? What time is... Oh, man, we've been recording for 23 minutes. This is pretty much... This is it for Focus on B. I think I've gotten most of my points across as far as what I think of this game. And I think it's the kind of game that I love in concept, but also kind of have a problem with in concept, if that makes sense. Because I do kind of wish it were more linear, but it is fairly linear, really. The bananas do a pretty good job of guiding you where to go. Either way, I mean, this has been Focus on B, the single-part video series where I take a look at a game that I definitely don't want to Let's Play, but I still wanted to do a video on. This has been Donkey Kong 64. I'll see you guys in the next video.